So let me just measure this one quick. All right. So for the width of these stairs here, let's see what we have. It's about 2.5 meters. Okay, let me just zoom in on this. So I select these stairs here, and then let's see, open up the edit stairs, select it, and then here for the actual run width, put in 2.5. Then finish, cancel on this. Okay, let me go back to the 3D. Then using align, let's see which one we have here. All right, click on this and then this one. All right, there we go. So let's go back to the underground plan and let me see what we have here. Let me just take a look at the CAD file and what we have in the underground. So here we do have a wall. All right, let's go back to the 3D view. Let's see what we should do here. All right, let me switch to the right view so I can get a good look at this. Rotate this. Okay. So it's this wall right here. Then using align, I'll connect the underside of this with this section down here. Okay, I need to fix this part right here as well. This one right here is joinery, so just leave it be. So I zoom in on this and I'll select the joinery that we have here and I'll align it with this one right here. All right, so then I go here and I'll select this surface that we have here, then select the create similar tool, and then opening up the level 2 plan. Here I'll put some joinery here where we have the wall, and then I'll go back to the 3D view to adjust it. All right, so select the stairs here with this wall and this one. Click on isolate, and then I'll align this part with this one. Then select trim, rotate this, and then we trim this one with, let's see where exactly. Not here. It goes to this part here. Okay, this part's fine, so just leave it and then open up the edit profile and then we'll adjust this one. So click here, then here, and then here, all the way to this part down here, and then this part up here, get rid of this line, then finish, and then finally we could do some small adjustments in here. Let's push this towards this direction. So here I'll select this surface and then I'll trim it with this one, and then I'll edit this one, then select pick line, and then click on this part and then this one, then trim this up with this one. This one goes here and this one as well. Now we've covered up this part here. Cancel on this, then save it. All right, now we go here and right click on this and then select disallow join. Then I'll click on this. This one goes here, then rotate it a bit, and there it is. Then select this wall with this one and then I'll isolate them. Let's go to the top view. All right, and then I'll reset. Now in this area here, because we have a wall underneath this part, we need to fill this part as well and put a wall here as well. This is part of the detailing that needs to be done. So we're done with this part for now, so I'll just uncheck the section box and then we'll cover this part in the end. But for now, we fixed some of the issues that we had up to this point. So let's go to the plan that we have for the level 2, our base point, or we can go directly to the site plan. They're basically the same. I'll hit VV and uncheck all of the options in the import tab. All right, now let me see what else we have to do. Here, let me go to the architecture tab and see what we have. So this part that we have in the landscape, we'll just leave it unfinished for now, but we'll continue it in the end of the work and just we'll do the rest of the modeling. So what am I going to do now in the rest of the work? I'll go here and then I'll explain some of the rest of the false ceiling plan that we have. I'll explain how it's done and how you should build it and how you should connect them. And then I'll get to the details. And after that, I'll start doing the rest of the work and you can go step by step as well. And after that, we'll cover the rest of the process together. So this is it